Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today again I'm back with a new journal review, and it's a very important journal which helps you to do kind of interdisciplinary research and allows you to focus specifically on transportation industry. Okay, so let's start. Today's journal name is Vehicular Communications. So I think you can see the homepage of Vehicular Communications. It's an Elsevier journal and offers you both kind of publishing options, the open access and subscription based. This difference is very important because if you have sufficient funding at your side, you can go for open access. This will help you to get wider audience base, means you can have more citations. It's a probability because your article is not incurring any charges from users. That's why the audience have free of cost access and the probability of getting more citation is high. Okay, but subscription based means the authors don't need to pay any fee for publishing, but the user or the reader of the article is supposed to pay the license fee or the subscription fee. In this way, the difference is quite clear. It is the ISSN number. These are the guide for authors at tracking and the ordering journals. Then the important thing that the journal impact factor is quite high, that is 6.910 as of now. And it ranks it to be the fourth out of 37 journals in transportation science and technology domain. Okay, so I think you can understand its importance. And with this journal indexed in two international databases, your published article can be read and cited by researchers worldwide. Okay, so that's why means some added benefits of going with a well-established journal. So it's shown over here. Coming to the editorial board, here you can see that Mohammad Atiq Usman, he is the editor-in-chief, and if I don't means if I remember correctly, then I think he is also the editor-in-chief of agency, but I'm not sure as of now. Please go and check. Going to the editorial board members, here you can see that most of the board members are from US 9, then Canada 4, France 3, Italy 2, Spain 2, and some of the others. Okay, so not that big editorial team, but still pretty enough. Then moving backwards, coming to the different metrics, that is the site score. So if you don't know what is the site score, you can see here that site score measures the average citations received per reviewed document published in this title. Okay, and these values are based on the citation counts in a range of 4 years. Means current score is based on the 2017 to 2020. Okay. Coming to the impact factor. So what is the impact factor? It measures the average number of citations received in a particular year by papers published in the journal during the preceding 2 years. I hope you can clearly get the meaning. Thirdly, the top readership. So as you can see, the top readership comes from China, India, and US. Okay, and usually means most of the viewership come from these three countries. India and China are very pretty common because both are very populous countries, and the US is technologically way ahead, so that's why it is also in top readership list. Then what is the average review time? So it is the 9 weeks, and average publishing time is 1.3 weeks. That's pretty good. Coming down, here are some of the different things like the recent articles most downloaded and most cited. Again, if we see, means if you want to analyze that what are the current topics, those are being focused, then you can see the recent articles. So here you can see that the privacy preserving means the security and privacy, that is the focus of recently published journals. Secondly, the communication strategy based on the data delivery delay, means the delay sensitive networks, VANETs, and ESTI ITS contention based forwarding of warning messages in high-bay scenarios. Okay, so optimization and the improvement of connection based forwarding, contention based forwarding systems. So in this way, you can analyze different sorts of articles. Then you can go to the most downloaded, means how many, means in which particular domain most of the readers are focusing on with respect to this particular journal. Then cyber security, then vehicular to vehicular communication, then again security and privacy, means the authentication and the privacy preserving techniques. Going to the most cited, means most downloaded, means whatever have been downloaded in most of the quantities, but when you come to most cited, it means what are the kind of authentic domains in which the readers or the researchers are actively working. So here you can see that the Internet of Vehicles means again vehicular communication, and the journal itself is vehicular communications, so pretty obvious. Secondly, in vehicle network intrusion detection, again, the concept of security come into picture, authentication and privacy. So as you do know that security is a kind of vertical aspect, and it becomes part of almost every domain. So that's why security papers are almost always present in every journal, and it is part of every topic and domain. Moving downside, these are some of the special issues. If you are interested, you can go into the details and look for, means is there is a chance for your research paper there or not. These are the open access articles. If you don't want to pay the publication, means a subscription fee, then you can go. There are always some open access papers in most of the journals, and some of the journals are totally open access. So that's why if you don't have the license, then you can go to the respective journal site. There you can find the open access papers, and then you can have better reading to improve your technical base. Okay, view all open access articles. Here you can go and see. Okay. Coming down means coming to this side, here you can see that what is the ratio of open access versus subscription. So that is always a pretty big difference, very big difference between open access and subscription, because most of the readers means authors don't have the kind of financial support. That's why they are not in a situation to go for the open access version. But still you can see that some of the people are focusing in this direction also. Okay, so here you can see that in 2020 44 articles were published, pretty low. Perhaps the acceptance criteria is quite high or tough, and only 2 open access and 42 subscription based. Okay, so you can see that it is not always that if you go with the open access, your acceptance ratio is more. It might be the chance that you are going with the open access, but your content quality is not good enough. So you can't say that if you are paying to the journals, then there is a high probability of getting your journal accepted in a particular journal. Okay, and so I think your content, your technical writing should be strong enough to get accepted into good quality journals. As you can see, Vehicular Communication, the acceptance of open access papers is very less as of 2020 data shows. Okay, then the authorship. So as we have already seen that India, China and US, these are the kind of top countries which are contributing towards the publication in vehicular communication. Additionally, the European countries. Okay, these are the European countries, and then not much base in Russia and so on. Okay, and some of the database is coming from South America also. So coming down, then these are the call for papers which are quite old. Okay, so recently there is no call for papers, means no special issues kind of thing. Then policies and guidelines. You can see here the news and announcement, the best paper award in 2017. So it was announced in 18 and like that. Editorial board we have already seen, and related journals, means some of the journals having the kind of similar focus which are listed here. So vehicular communications is the kind of network of vehicular devices or the mobile devices, and here you can see that computer communication, computer networks, JNCA, pervasive and mobile computing, transportation research, all are related to similar domains. Okay, means not totally overlapping, but still bit overlap is always present. So if you want to find another good journal from Elsevier, which is suitable for your article, if you couldn't get into the vehicular communication, then you can go for these sort of options. So then the other related links and the articles related information is present in the form of readers, authors, librarian, and editors menu. Okay. So going back, and if you want to see more information, then some of the insights, journal insights are presented here. So you can click on these. Let's see what they have to offer. So here, vehicular, with respect to vehicular communication, you can see the impact, site score, content. I think everything we have already seen. Okay. So no need to go into much detail. Then moving to the SCI Mago Journal site, and here we are going to jump onto vehicular communications, because in addition to your indexing and the impact factor, the Q ranking, the quartile ranking of a particular journal is very much important. And if your journal is Q1 ranking, then no need to give a second thought. The H index is low, but journal reputation is a bit high. Okay, so that's why vehicular communication has very good reputation. Though the H index is not very good. Then the coverage is from 2014 to 2020, and some of the other links are provided here. Now come to that In specifically, what is the scope of vehicular communication? So as you do know that the vehicular communication is a growing area of communication between vehicle and includes the roadside communication infrastructure. So there are lots of advancement are going on in wireless networking field. So different sorts of scope are present with respect to this particular journal, but in particular, it includes vehicular to vehicle, means vehicle to vehicle and vehicle to infrastructure, the roadside infrastructure, obviously. The scope also includes the channel modeling, the modulating and coding, congestion control, scalability issues, protocol design, testing, verification, routing in vehicular network, security issues, countermeasure deployments, and so many other topics. Okay, so I think you can have a basic idea that what are the things, and this mobility and handover is also a very hot topic that is being discussed in almost every mobile network. So that's why you can look into. Additionally, UAV have also been the part of mobile infrastructure in recent years. So that's why you can look into this particular domain also. Coming down, it has three quartiles to offer: automotive engineering, communication, and electrical and electronics engineering. So as you can say, it's overall from 2015 onwards, it's overall Q1 journal. So pretty good track record. So you can go for this definitely. And if you don't have the kind of scope, means if your paper doesn't get selected here, then the similar sort of journals are listed down here from different publishers, not only from Elsevier. Okay. So ad hoc networks and Elsevier journal, wireless networks, a Springer journal, computer communication, again an Elsevier journal, then wireless communication and mobile computing. I'm not sure about it, but you can go for this. I think Springer journal. Then coming down here, you can see that it is the SDR metric graph, then the total number of documents in this particular journal. So as you can see, in 2020, 48 were submitted, 48 were accepted, then 40, 28 in 2019, and so on. Then citations per documents, as you can see that with respect to last 2 years, it's pretty high. Okay, so on average, with respect to last 2 years is high. Then the total citation, self-citation gap is very good, means very much, and it is good because the self-citations is not a very good thing. And that's why you can see that both graphs are kind of similar. External citations are almost mapping to the real citations to the documents. So coming down, then the international collaboration bit low, but still in future, as you can see, the scope is good because the track record that the journal is maintaining is pretty good. And the citation, self-citation gap is also very wide. Okay, so coming down, in short, the widget is showing that your vehicular communication is a Q1 journal in the field of automotive engineering, and it's the best quartile, and it's good also, pretty good. So I think most of the details we have covered. If you want to have any other information that we haven't covered, please let me know. But in addition to this, some of the information that I have already discussed about, but still I want to focus more that what are the research areas which are being focused by this particular journal. So these are the traffic engineering, the telecommunication engineering, artificial neural networks, ubiquitous computing, control theory, data management, highway engineering, then industrial automation, experimental economics, and so on. Okay. But in particular to the research focus or the research areas, what are the kind of key topics that you should focus on? So some of the key topics are vehicular ad hoc networks, vehicular communication systems, Internet of Vehicles, authentication, vehicle to vehicle communication, vehicle to everything, then data dissemination, 802.11, then connected cars, floating car data, mobility model, infrastructure communication, then the medium access control, then routing protocols, authentication protocols, intrusion detection, etc. Okay, so I think most of the common topics I have discussed with you. In addition, if you do know some, please comment down. And additionally, there are always some countries which are actively focusing on the vehicular communication research, and some of the top institutes which are publishing their data with vehicular communication include the University of California, Institute of Telecommunications, University of Malaya, then the University of Waterloo, Thapar University, University of Lahore, and the French National Center for Scientific Research. Okay, so in addition to these, multiple others are also present. but still these are from my side. And in addition to the details of countries, if you want to focus on to the kind of authors details, because there are so many authors, but there are always some authors which are having kind of interdisciplinary research, or there is a concept that if some of the authors are publishing in the domain of vehicular communications, then what is the probability that they are publishing with other journals also? So there is always some connection that the people who are publishing more in IEEE are also publishing more in Elsevier. So similar sort of with respect to publisher, not only with respect to publisher, with respect to journal also, this concept stands out. And that's why the that's why the authors who publish more in vehicular communication also have a tendency to publish more with IEEE access. Okay, means what are the common journals which are preferred by the authors of vehicular communications that I'm telling out. Okay, so IEEE access, IEEE transaction on vehicular technology, then MDPI sensors, then IEEE networks, IEEE transactions on intelligent transportation systems. And these are quite normal, because you can see that the intelligent transportation system, vehicular technology, all these are related to vehicular communications. Okay, then IEEE networks, again, the networks that might be of vehicular networks. Then transportation research record journal, then multimedia tools and applications, and wireless personal communications. These multimedia tools and applications, wireless personal communications, both kind of very common, means very flexible in terms of publishing. So many multiple domain papers are present there. So no specific track that you can find in the published articles. So these are kind of general ones. Okay. Additionally, if you want to get more, then there are other means, some IEEE transaction to signal processing, IEEE transaction on antennas and propagation, because antennas, signal processing, all these are required when you are discussing the concept of vehicular communications. So similar sort of every mobile technology works on the principle of these basic electronic components like antennas and basic signaling methodologies, including the signal processing, etc. So I hope that these sort of things are good with. And if you want to have the kind of analogy that with respect to Elsewhere or with respect to vehicular communications, what are the authors of vehicular communications interested in other publishers? So topmost publisher is IEEE, in which the vehicular communications authors are interested in. Second is Springer. And then MDPI means the Multidisciplinary Digital Institute. And then the Wiley, Sage Publishing, Ender Science, then American Physical Society, and etc. Hindavi, etc. So that is the data collected at my side. Additionally, there is always a concept of a new and returning authors, means how many authors do return again to the same journal. And that is also a pretty good point to discuss about, because it also says a lot about the journal as well as about the authors, because there is a tendency of some authors, if they have a good terms with a particular journal, and it is also a very serious question mark on the reputation of journal also, because many people, means I don't believe any particular theory, but many people do say that there is a chance of getting your article accepted more if you have already published 2-3 works with that particular journal. I don't know how much accuracy or the truth is in this statement, but people do discuss these things in research domain. So let's see that what is the percentage or what is the rate of returning of the previously published authors or the new authors. So new authors are always more with respect to any journal, and with respect to vehicular communication, this also stands true, means it's a kind of good journal. So as per my information, the ratio of returning of old authors with respect to the new authors is pretty low, and that's why this journal stands out very good. Okay, so I think if you analyze some of the data that is provided at different sites, you can analyze the things better, whether to choose the IEEE or the this Elsewhere or the Springer or Hindavi or MDPI, which particular publisher you want to go with. Additionally, which particular journal you want to focus on. Okay, so I think the data is sufficient to know the basics of publishing. in vehicular communications, but still, if you want to add more, please comment down below. If you have some sort of criticism, or if you want to have some comments that are going to improve my analysis of this particular journal, then please do comment below. I will learn with your comments only. So please make it interactive. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll discuss some other journal in my next video, and definitely I'll contact you back. Happy learning.